Hello, and welcome to today's 5 and 5, where we look at 5 books from 5 different genres. Today we're going to be looking at 5 inspiring and hopeful books to start our new year and to help us forget the darkness from the past 2 years. I hope that you enjoy. Hope in the Dark is by historian and activist Rebecca Solnit, inventor of the term mansplaining. Hope in the Dark is a collection of essays originally written in response to the Bush administration invasion of Iraq. It was re-released in 2016 in the wake of America's deteriorating political climate. The main theme of Solnit's essays is that hope is an embrace of the unknown and the unknowable, and in the spaciousness of uncertainty, there is room to act. Drawing on her decades of activism and a wide reading of environmental, cultural, and political history, Solnit argues that radicals have a long, neglected history of transformative victories, that the positive consequences of our acts are not always immediately seen, directly knowable, or even measurable, and that pessimism and despair rest on an unwarranted confidence about what is going to happen next. She explains why it is so important to cultivate hope during periods of time when things seem hopeless, and to help push forward the wheels of change and quiet revolution. We should celebrate the small wins even if the fight isn't over yet, so that our quiet hold on hope continues. With Hope in the Dark, Rebecca Solnit makes a radical case for hope as a commitment to act in a world whose future remains uncertain and unknowable. If you liked Hope Dies Last by Studs Terkel, or This is an Uprising by Mark Engler, then you will feel inspired to read Rebecca Solnit's Hope in the Dark. This book is available in regular print, audio, and in e-book and e-audio formats. Milk and Honey is a collection of poetry by Rupi Kaur. These poems deal with the bitter aspects of love, loss, abuse, violence, and trauma, and celebrate the unstoppable power of grace, healing, and feminine strength. Milk and Honey takes the reader through a journey of the most bitter moments in life and finds the sweetness in them, because there is sweetness all around if the reader just looks for it. These poems are more modern in style, and sentences are spaced out and choppy rather than lyrical or rhyming. The poems do deal with rape and abuse, but also inform on the importance of self-care and self-love. Rupi Kaur's sometimes controversial poetry will leave the reader either loving it or hating it. Milk and Honey is Kaur's first publication, written when she was just 21. It and her second book, The Sun and Her Flowers, have been translated into 42 different languages and have sold 8 million copies. If you enjoyed reading Inward by Young Pueblo or My Inner Sky by Mari Andrew, then you will enjoy Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. This book is available in regular print, audio, and ebook and e-audio formats. All Our Names is an award-winning novel by Dinau Mengistu. This brilliantly written African-American fictional story is about coming of age during an African revolution. A brilliant university student turned fighter eventually flees the escalating violence of his country to resettle in America, where he is haunted by his past and the memory of a charismatic leader's devastating sacrifice. This story is narrated in alternating chapters that switch back and forth between the narrator's past and present. The two stories are intertwined. In the past, the narrator leaves his small village in Ethiopia with plans of never returning and settles in Uganda, where he is to attend university. There, he meets a charismatic man. They bond over their ambitious plans, but hints of a dark future and a drive to do anything to succeed leave the narrator skeptical about his friendship with Isaac. In the alternating chapters, the narrator is now in America, where he has met the lovely Helen, his social worker. Their relationship straddles the line between professional and personal. Racial tensions and societal norms and emotions run high. Set during the 1970s during the Uganda Revolt, this novel offers a unique and telling account of a refugee's life pre- and post-flight. If you liked reading Shadow King by Maza Mengist and Exit West by Mohsin Hamid, then you will enjoy reading All Our Names. This book is only available in regular and e-book formats. White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism, is by Robin DiAngelo. This groundbreaking book explores the counterproductive reasons white people have when discussing racism that serve to protect their position and maintain racial inequality. DiAngelo is a race scholar and professional diversity trainer. Her years of experience lend themselves well to provide a thoughtful and informative instructional manual for challenging racism by understanding and working against what she terms white fragility, the reaction in which white people feel offended or attacked when the topic of racism arises. She explains that the book is primarily intended for white audiences to aid in building our stamina for tolerating these discussions in order to challenge racism. She uses her own personal experiences, extensive research, and real-world examples to show how entrenched racism remains in today's society and in white people's mindsets. Her analysis effectively challenges the widespread notion that only intentionally mean people can participate in racism. Rather, she explains racism is deeply embedded in the fabric of our society. She ends with a step-by-step plan for confronting and dismantling one's own white fragility to try to interrupt racism. White Fragility was mentioned on NPR and The Late Show with Jimmy Fallon. If you liked reading Me and White Supremacy by Lael Said or How to Be Anti-Racist by Ibram Kendi, then you will find reading Robin DiAngelo's White Fragility an equally enlightening book. This book is available in regular print, audio, ebook, and e-audio formats. 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake is the first in a young adult fantasy series. On the island of Finburn, tradition is important. Each generation, a set of triplet sisters who each wield a coveted magic skill have an equal right to the throne and must fight to the death when they turn 16 to claim the crown and the right to rule. The losers must die, and the queen rules until her own set of triplets fight to the death for their right to rule. At their birth, the girls are separated and given to different families on the island to raise them up and teach them the ways of their magical skill, only to be reunited on their birthday and the day they must try and kill each other. In this generation, the 3 sisters are approaching their 16th birthday and are preparing for battle. Mirabelle is the clear favorite to win. With her ability to manipulate weather, she is considered strong and formidable. Catherine, with her ability to create and ingest poisons, and Arisno, with her ability to control animals and plants, are considered weak with almost no discernible powers. While the fate of the battle might seem straightforward, there are other forces at work that might change the outcome. This book is a Young Reader's Choice Award winner. If you liked reading Gifts by Ursula K. Le Guin or Furyborn by Claire Legrand, then you will most likely enjoy finding out who wins the crown in Kendare Blake's 3 Dark Crowns. This book is available in regular print, audio, and e-book and e-audio formats. Thank you for joining us today for 5 and 5. We hope with this new year in front of us, you will try and find that small spark of hope to carry you forward by reading some really exceptionally inspiring books this year. If you need help finding your next book to read, please stop by or call the library. We would love to help you.